Alright, this is the 2025 Toronto Grand Prix. This is the men's 200 meter freestyle relay. Sorry guys, you all look kind of the same. So not entirely sure who everybody is here. Hopefully you know what position you were swimming in. Let's watch the whole thing and then we're going to review one by one. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's advance a few frames. Alright, let's come right back to that. That was a quick start from the recording beginning. What's moving first on the block here? A little bit of a dip going on, but it is nearly coupled with that back leg. I do think that I'm seeing that downward shift, so a lat pull almost, rather than just a direct press on that back leg. So a little bit more thought into our order of operations. Pretty good press, although, you know, I'd kind of like to see the hips a little bit lower. I'd like to see you driving through your musculature in a way that we trained for, which, you know, the most appropriate example would be something like a clean or a deadlift or a squat or something. This body position is, you know, you on your way up in a deadlift, kinda, right? Getting these hips lower, getting the direction of force back more versus, you know, where's the direction of force going here? Your vector is, you know, you're going to hit the ceiling if you had infinite force. Regardless, so it's a little just misplaced, right? It is great extension. You're getting good power. That front leg too, right? If we could get just the hips a little bit lower, if we could be getting out more, I think that would be a nice improvement to see. But hands together, let's see the entry. Pretty darn smooth entry. So great. Love that. Don't love the fingers that I can see. Get those suckers together. Pretty short little breakout there, right? I mean, I understand that we are largely ahead of the rest of the field. This guy is doing something, these guys are doing something else. Point Claire is way in the back. This guy is kind of up with you, but let's not hold ourselves to these standards. Let's hold ourselves to a higher standard. Let's get ourselves out here, okay? Maybe a little bit late on the, let's see this a bit faster. I don't want to say it's a late breakout. I'd say that's not a late breakout. I think I'm being picky. But I love the energy by the looks of it coming out. Let's go full speed. Get rid of the noise. For such long arms, it's not quite looking like we're getting a full extension. Like, you know, we can see on the exit, your arm is still bent up. And I mean, it's just going to be. You're not going to have some completely extended arm on the back, but just for how long your arms are, it's maybe looking a little short on the finish of the stroke. Let's come back to full speed, approaching the wall. This is something I noted in the initial viewing. We're doing a track start. I think flags in the way. I'm assuming that your back leg is back and not doing a 2-foot start. Let's work on and let's establish relay takeovers with swimmer number 2 here. Relay takeovers are significantly advantageous to us. They are faster. They are more powerful. They do a lot for us, not just letting us start quote unquote early, right? We don't have to wait for that human 0.5 to occur. We can start. We can take over within 0.01 or something. Fuzzy on the rules. Pretty sure some places let you actually beat the clock. But regardless, the point is the advantage isn't just our timing and our reaction that we can get on a takeover. There's a lot of momentum and power we can generate with the swing. Let's see. Yep, there's a last stroke coming in. Let's assume a touch there. I'm shooting in 60 frames per second, which is just going to be about a little less than 0.02 centiseconds or hundredths of a second. Let's be liberal here and assume 0.02 per frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 44 frames. That's about a 0.88 delay on the start. Now, there's guesswork going on when the touch was, and feel free to disagree with me on when the touch occurred, but we're not talking about 10 frames delay. 10 frames is kind of our ideal. 10 frames would be about or just under a 0.2 delay, and a reaction time in essence. That's where you're getting to the national, international levels of a 0.2. And to be honest, if you're reacting with a 0.2, it's acceptable on the international level, but it's not necessarily competitive. I believe at this past Olympics, or maybe it was the past Worlds, go check out the Japanese and their reaction times. If the American, whoever came second, had the reaction times of the Japanese, they would have beat the winner. So, but they didn't. They had 0.2s and 0.3s. So it's that close on the international stage. Let's hold ourselves to that standard. But let's work on relay takeovers, right? They're fun, and they offer great advantage. Independent of that, coming off some pretty bad old blocks, pretty okay looking dive. Pretty good dive. Probably a short breakout, although, looking at the, maybe that's a 10-meter breakout. Sort of hard to tell, but okay, so I like a 10-meter breakout. Maybe let's shoot for a 12-meter breakout, swimmer number 2. Let's go full speed here. Long, easy stroke. Little bit of an asymmetry here. We can see that. The right arm taking a little longer. This is something else to note. There's a little bit of a slowdown here. We see that. It'll be easier in full speed here. Here. That one. Now it's kind of, your cadence has dropped a little bit here. Breathing a lot. Hopefully there's no more breath coming in. Good, there's not. In this, again, it's a little hard to tell where we are in the pool. It's easier than telling at the other end of the pool. But maybe that should have been your left arm. Maybe that should have been the last stroke. Because we can see that, yeah, you get kind of a full extension, but you are really bringing that sucker around fast to make sure you're getting a full extension. You didn't move your shoulders very much, right? So your body's not moving very far forward. From this point to that point, it's moving, what, a foot? I think you could have glided that foot to get the touch on the left arm. you would have been operating at the same speed. And here's the thing, we want to give our partner every advantage. Throwing in a last extra stroke, I mean, you know, what if you mess up and you land very short, your arm is all crumpled up? What if you throw in an extra stroke and you end up gliding anyways, versus, you know, having a very consistent stroke and making that last stroke be a long reaching one? Gives them the best, so long as you're not slowing down, gives them the best opportunity to accurately predict your velocity and time of impact. Let me come back so I can get a good frame on when we hit the wall. Let's call it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 frames to get off the block. That's much better. That's going to be like what, 30, like 0.35, something like that. You know, 0.36. Delay to get off the blocks. Very nice. We can definitely cut that off. I'm pretty sure this is Albert. We can get that down. So, but you know, look at the air. Love that. You know, you're landing farther than you probably are in your dive. And I mean, that's the theory of a relay takeover, that you're jumping farther with more energy and moving faster. Love this underwater, dude. You are playing a dangerous game. So, you know, reel it back 0.5. We've got that extra speed. We've got that extra distance. We got to account for that. We can't throw down a 15.1 meter breakout. We got to make sure that it's a 14.5 breakout, okay? But, you know, great. We want to be going right out to the line before we're about to get disqualified. We just don't want to get disqualified or risk one. Breathing a lot in this 50. I don't think you're looking for anybody, but you should know how far ahead you are, because, you know, geez, your team has set you up to succeed very nicely. I think that's probably just breathing in a 50. Let's get that down. But very long stroke, so I'm liking that. Let's see about this. I think that this is probably a good finish, especially if our touch is probably right there. No, yeah, okay, that definitely was it. Let's see where we can guess our touches. I bet you the touch is there. I can appreciate that this diving tower is in the way here, but you know, we're gonna have to do this again. I don't think that there's, you know, even doing an underhand swing, right? Only swinging back and swinging back out. There's just not enough of it, I don't think, because let's assume touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Are you off the block? 17? Yeah, I think you're off the block. So what was that, 37, 38 frames to get off the block? Times 2. All right, so we're talking about whatever, 75.75 of a delay. But here's the thing. You're swinging back, and you know, we don't have very heavy hands as humans. If you threw a 2-pound weight in your hand and you tried to do this, you'd really feel the momentum. But here's the thing, your hands do weigh something, and weight is relatively heavier the farther out radially you hold it. So if you hold a weight in your hand by your shoulder, you can pick up an 80-pound dumbbell and, you know, carry that next to your shoulder quite easily. Or you could, you know, farmers carry a 100-pound dumbbell in your arm. Try and do a lateral raise with a 100-pound dumbbell, right? No, not going to happen, because the weight is relatively harder to leverage up. The work doesn't happen that way. Holding your arm out on your side, you could probably hold that out there for only, you know, dozens of minutes before your shoulder starts to tire. But you could hold your hand close to your body like this. I mean, you do all day. You don't even worry about that. You extended your arms back, and potentially we're ready to fling the weight of the arm that you have forward, but you kind of cut that off. You bring it through a smaller forward throw than you could. It would be more advantageous to have a full sweep out, even, avoiding a, like hands up smacking on that thing, right? Just a straight back, straight out would have been better, on top of a little bit of a delayed start there. So we can work on these. Like I say, they're fun. Maybe a little short on the underwaters. We know that that's something prior comments have been about. Little asymmetric even for an easy swim here. We can see those differences in our breathing strokes, that little extra delay. But overall, pretty nice. Cool, guys.